For those of you that had watched my last video all the way through, know that I told you guys that I was gonna drop a separate video stating why I sold my truck, right? And so that's why I'm making this video here. Before we dive into this video, let's go ahead and get the intro part out the way now. Let's talk about why I did it. Let's cover that part right now. Let's talk about why I did what I did, why I sold my truck, being that I like trucks so much. Why did I sell it? All right, to answer that question, let's go all the way from the beginning when I first got the truck, purchased the truck. When I first purchased the truck, let's start from that part. Then let's work our way on up. When I first purchased the truck, I had $0 in my account. And I'm gonna be completely transparent with you. I had $0 in my account. I started with zero. I didn't have no money. So that's strike one. I was already wrong at that point from the get-go. I was already destined for failure from the get-go, right? I started with $0 in my account. When I drove off that lot, I had $0 and 0 cents in my maintenance fund. And I'm being completely transparent and honest with you guys, because the reason why I'm being completely transparent and honest, because I want you guys to learn from my mistakes, right? I want you guys to be successful if you're thinking about becoming, for my future owner operators, I want you guys to be successful off my mistakes, if that makes sense, okay? So I had $0 in my account when I drove off that lot. So in my head, I was thinking about, I was just gonna wing it. I was just gonna wing it in hopes that nothing major would happen, where I could just make the money as I go and just say the money as I go in hopes that nothing would happen. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that was a mistake. So already from the jump, like I say, I was destined for failure. However, let's fast forward a bit. Couple months, I was able to save up $5,000 or so, right? Because I got fortunate with the truck. I did have a decent truck, quote unquote. I had a decent truck that I purchased, but yet and still, it's a certain level of things that's going to come up regardless in trucking, whether you have a good truck or not, right? It's still going to be a certain level of problems because that's just the nature of the business. So with that being said, that $5,000 quickly, and $5,000, by the way, is no money for the trucking industry. That's no money. That $5,000 quickly went down by the time things start hitting me across the head, meaning, I still had little stuff that go on with the truck. Even though the truck still was a good truck, I still had little stuff that went wrong, meaning, I had figure out the alignment issue with my truck, because I kept eating up tires. So I spent $3,000 or $4,000 just on steer tires before I figured out the problem. Then just stuff with the rear end I had to take care of. I had to get tires for the truck, because when I first bought the truck, it had recaps on the drive tires. So I had to get eventually I had to get tires for that, because they started popping. They started blowing out. Then I had to keep up with the oil changes and stuff like that. That costs money. All of this stuff costs money. Then not only that, I had to deal with the brokers and the shippers and the receivers, because I leased up under a company that allowed me to be more free, basically. Meaning they allow me to book my own loads, work with the brokers and stuff of that nature, of that sort. So let's just talk about the shippers a little bit, and the brokers. So for those of you that don't know who a broker is nothing but a person in the trucking industry that basically go out and find the loads and sell the loads for the customers, basically, that they get the load from, and place it on a load board, so that us as truck drivers and owner operators can get on a load board and find the load that they posted for the customer, if that makes sense. The broker, I got screwed a lot by the broker and also the shipper. So how I got screwed by the broker is, a lot of times the broker is going to try to paint the picture about the load in such a way that it's going to be beneficial for you. Like, he's not going to be completely and totally transparent with you when he's trying to book the load, because you can look at the broker as a salesman. They just trying to sell the load to you. They're trying to get the load off their list or whatever they use, so they can make that profit off of you. You know what I mean? So they're going to try to tell you anything to get that load off their back. So basically, a lot of times the broker wouldn't tell you, or won't tell you, when the load is already late. Meaning it's already late. So meaning a driver had the load and they maybe fell off the load, and now it made the load late for pickup. Now the broker, a driver might fall off the load, and so now the broker has to repost the load, but the load is late now because the driver was supposed to go pick the load up, but he fell off. So now the load is late, and some brokers will tell you whether the load is late or not, but then a lot of them won't. And I was running into the situation where a lot of the brokers wasn't being completely honest with me. And so I get to the shipper, and there will be the ones that tell me that the load is late, and so now they gotta work me in. And so who knows how long that could take. And from my experience, sometimes they'll work me in the same day, or a lot of times it'll be the next day. Now keep in mind, I don't have that much money in my account. I'm still struggling. My knees buckling. You know what I mean? So I can't stand to take too many hits right off. I can't really stand to take too many hits. So I'm in the hopes of thinking everything gonna run smoothly. Well, not really run smoothly, but nothing happened so major that I won't be able to bounce back from, basically. You know what I'm saying? So that was starting to hit me with the brokers. They were starting to lie to me. The load to get pushed back 2 days or so. And now, so all in all, basically, let me just kind of, in a nutshell, all in all, the brokers screw me. It'll make it to where I'll only be able to maybe get 1 or 2 loads a week in. And now, mind you, if you're trying to lease up under a carrier, they're gonna take a certain percentage out. And my carrier that I leased upon, they charge $200 basically a week for drive-in. So that automatically, that was one of my fixed costs. $200 a week for drive-in. Then it was another $200 some a week with assurances and tags and all of that came out every week. So that's basically $400 a week set that was going to come out. Then on top of that, the particular carrier that I was leased upon, they took out 25% for being leased up under their authority, right? So right off the bat, you're losing. In a nutshell, you're losing right off the bat, because you got to make a certain level of money right off the bat to cover all of that, so you can make a certain type of profit. And then not only that, before you seeing the money. It's going to be a while before you seeing the money because the company is going to get paid first. The truck is going to get paid. Then your regular home bills is going to get paid. Then you. Now, what I'm saying is, now hear me out, hear me clearly. I'm not saying it's all trucking fault because like I said, I started off wrong from the get-go. So I take part blame in this whole situation. But what I'm saying is this stuff that happens. And we're going to talk about how much you need to start out with, how much money you need to start out with, how much credit you need to start out with here in a few minutes. But my point is, if I would have started out with a decent amount, a substantial amount of money, I won't be so hurt financially and emotionally and mentally hurt when stuff like this happens. Because I'm gonna tell you something, it's going to happen. For all my future owner operators out there, it's going to happen. This type of stuff is going to happen. It's all a part of the game, right? But you got to make sure you got your ducks and stuff in a row so you can absorb the problems that's going to come about in the trucking industry, right? Let's talk about how much money you need to start out with if you're thinking about becoming an owner operator, okay? Let's talk about that right now. For all my future owner operators out there. And this is what you need to have once you done bought your truck, purchase your truck, purchase if you trying to become a independent owner operator, you're trying to get your own authority and everything, all your assurances, your permits, everything you need to support the business. When you sit for the first day in the driver's seat of your truck, you get ready to do your first run, this is what you need to have in your account. Once you done purchase everything you need to purchase for the business, everything is out the way, you on your first load, you in your driver's seat getting ready to do your first load, this is the number you need to have at least in your bank account. You need to have at least $15,000 worth of cash in your bank account, just sitting. It's not owed to nothing. Yes, it's going to be owed to the truck, but what I'm saying is you done already did what you need to do initially to start up the business, right? And this is what you just got, just casually just sitting in the bank account waiting to be used by the truck. You need to have at least $15,000 worth of cash in your account. And that should suffice with anything that might go wrong with the truck at the beginning. Then let's move on to credit. You need to have at least $15,000 worth of credit on your credit card, just sitting on your card once you first sit in your driver's seat and get ready to do your first load. Nothing should be owed to that credit. You should have $15,000 worth of credit and $15,000 worth of cash in your account. That's $30,000 to start out with. Yes, you need much as you can have, say $100,000 or more, but $30,000 is a good number to start out with. That's after everything is said and done. You done purchase your truck. You done purchase everything you need to purchase for your business, for the truck to get it up and rolling, and that's not owed to nothing. That's just sitting there casually, right? That's some good numbers to start out with. And if you do it that way, I promise you, you will have a better chance of being successful. I'm not saying you cannot be successful in this industry. You just have to do it a certain way. You have to go about it a certain way. And don't go doing it the way I did it, because I'm telling you, you're going to be destined for failure. But if you have your ducks in a row and do it the right way, your chances are higher of being successful. Okay? So, I hope this video was valuable to you. I hope you guys learned a lot from my mistakes, and I hope you guys learned from my mistakes so you guys can turn it into a actual benefit, right? I'm not going to talk about what I got up the pipe right now, but I am still going to be in trucking. I know I mentioned earlier that I might have not be going down the trucking path no more, but I am going to still be in trucking, and I think you guys gonna like my next move, right? I think it's going to be a decent move, so we're going to see how it goes, and until next time, guys, I am going to drop a video. Well, I ain't going to talk about that. When you guys see it, you guys will see it, right? So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, turn on your post notifications, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.